pay any tax at all. Long-term capital gains are tax-free. You buy a share, again to give you an example, or let me give you an example of a Kerala company. I gave you the example of Infosys. Kerala has a very high level of notoriety as the graveyard of entrepreneurs. But even in Kerala, some entrepreneurs have created phenomenal wealth for investors. I don't know how many of you have heard of the Malayali entrepreneur Kochi, the promoter of the company V-Guard. I'm told that 80% of the students are outside Kerala. Kerala students will be very familiar with that. Otherwise, students of business and finance should know about it. V-Guard came out with their IPO in 2008. IPO was in 2008. The issue price was 86. I know Kochi personally, he's a good friend. I know he's a very shrewd businessman, a great human being also, who donated his kidney to a total stranger. So when the company came out with an IPO, I applied. I told my friends to apply, relatives also to apply, those who trust me. But then, since the issue was heavily oversubscribed, I did not get allotment. My daughter got allotment, I did not. The issue was oversubscribed 20 times. But by the time the share was listed in the market, all hell broke loose. It was December 2007. The global financial meltdown. There was carnage in the market, catastrophe in the market, bloodbath in the market. That would be an understatement. What happened after the Lehman Brothers collapse. And V-Guard share, which was issued at 86 rupees, came down to 56. One day I was just looking at the insider information in business line. I saw huge buying in V-Guard shares. And I just looked at who is this buyer. The buyer is Kochi, right? If Kochi is buying shares on the market, his own company shares, then all fundamental analysis, technical analysis become irrelevant because he knows how much the company, how the company is doing. Immediately I bought at 56. The next day, 10% decline. That was the kind of markets that we had after the Lehman Brothers collapse. 10% gone in one day. But I have learned from Warren Buffett to be happy when the stock prices come down because that gives you an opportunity to buy good quality stocks at low price. So this was in 2008. Do you know the story now? That 100 share has become 1,400 shares. One bonus issue and stock split, 10 rupee face value, converted into 1 rupee, so 1,000, then bonus issue 1,400, and one share is quoting at 180 rupees. So your original investment, 5,600 rupees. Now if you sell it, how much you will get? 180 multiplied by 1,400. This is wealth creation. This kind of wealth creation is possible in the market. Particularly students who are specializing in finance can learn more about that and then look at this interesting thing. So suppose today I decide to sell Viga. I don't intend to sell it. I am thinking of buying it again because I see great opportunities for the stock. Suppose I sell now. My original cost was 5,600 for 100, assuming it is 100. 5,600. The sale value now will be, I haven't calculated, 1,400 multiplied by 180 will be around 2.5 lakhs. So what will be my capital gains? 2.5 lakh minus 5,600. Let us say 2.4 lakh will be the capital appreciation. And how much tax do I pay on that? I don't pay any tax at all because this is long-term capital gain. You buy a stock or an equity mutual fund or a balanced fund, keep it for 1 year, 365 days, and sell it after that. It is defined as long-term capital gain, and long-term capital gains are completely exempt from tax. But if you are selling within a year, that is called short-term capital gains, and short-term capital gains are taxed at 15%. Right? Coming to mutual funds, in the case of equity funds, there are broadly equity funds and non-equity funds. Equity funds, again, as I explained, long-term capital gains are tax-free. I told you about Reliance Growth. Original investment 1 lakh in 1995. You sell it now, you get 1 crore. So what is long-term capital gain? 1 crore minus 1 lakh, 99 lakh. Tax 0. So for equity funds and balance funds, long-term capital gains are tax-free. If you sell within a year, 15% tax, and dividend is completely tax-free, irrespective of the amount. Now, non-equity funds have a different tax treatment because why is this? Why is equity given this kind of favorable treatment? Anyone? Why is that the dividends are exempt from tax? Why is the long-term capital gains are completely exempt from tax? Why is special treatment to equity? Because it is risk capital. It is risk capital. You are taking a risk while investing in equity, and risk takers have to be rewarded for that. Whereas if you are investing in fixed income, in Government of India bonds, or the bonds of public sector companies, or bonds of highly rated private sector companies, you are not taking any risk at all. But here again, there are advantages which people are not aware. Example, let me give you this. Many people do not know about this. I was addressing a group of chartered accountants, youngsters, not experienced people, and more than half of them do not know about the advantage of this. Again, I will explain it with the help of an example. When I retired in 2010, a small part, my favorite is always equity. Therefore, equity will be the larger part of my portfolio, but for purposes of minimization of risk, optimization, I put some money in fixed income also. In fixed income, there is one product called monthly income plan, in which 80% is invested in debt instruments, 20% only in equity, and this 20% goes into blue chip companies. And when I look at the returns, even day before yesterday I looked at the returns. Monthly income plan. Birla Sun Life monthly income plan gave a return of 11.5% every year during the last 7 years. From 2010 to 2017, 11.5. HDFC monthly income plan around 9.9. ICICI monthly income plan around 10. If you take 10, the advantage is, if you remain invested for 3 years, 36 months, and redeem your investment after 36 months, you get the advantage of indexation. What is the advantage of indexation? Your cost of purchase will be linked to the cost of living index, and therefore your tax burden will come down. To put it in very simple language, in very crude language, suppose during the last 5 years, the returns have been 10%. In the last 5 years, the average inflation is 8%. Then if you go for indexation benefit, your real return will be treated as 2%. 10% minus inflation, 2%. Right? And this 2% is taxed at 20%, which means your tax incidence is 0.4. So if I sell my monthly income plans, in which I have been investing since 2007, I will be getting a return of around 10%, whereas if I sell, my tax outgo is only 0.4%, whereas I have to pay 30% tax on my bank fixed deposits. There's a huge benefit, but then very few people know about this. And also, one reason why the bond funds and monthly income plans they have been investing in fixed income have been generating superior returns